Hey Aquarius, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength on this reading, go check your other major placements. Major placements are Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to start off with botanical inspirations for a little botanical inspiration, and then we'll move to the Golden Tarot for a more traditional tarot spread. Add some punctuation on the end with the wild Kuan Oracle deck, and see where we go. Right. Aquarius, you have yellow rose, enthusiasm, and friendship. A single rose can be my garden, a single friend, my world. Leo Buscaglia. Not really. Just having some reader's vocabulary on the pronunciation of that word. And then tulip, friendship and gratitude. Let us be grateful for the people who make us happy. They are charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Proust. Look, two friendship cards. Friendship and gratitude and enthusiasm and friendship. Wow. All right. I like this theme. The readings this week have been intense. A lot of swords. I keep trying to figure out, is it the deck? Is it me? What's going on here? But those swords mean, even in my sweet, soft, gentle decks, those swords mean a lot. So we'll see what you get here. Just what's going on for Aquarius this week. Aquarius, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay, I think Seven of Swords has shown up in everybody's reading except Aquarius and Libra both had nice readings. So hopefully you have one of those in your major placements so that you can balance this out. In your recent past, you have the Page of Swords. This is a realization, an epiphany, learning something. It's what you've learned or what you've communicated and what you've learned is kind of a game changer. This understanding. You're trying to figure out what to do with this truth, what to do with this communication, what to do with what is this sword? And a sword's going to be an idea, an epiphany, and communication. So this Page of Swords could be you, or it could actually be somebody else who has a communication. They're trying to figure out how to communicate a truth. They've discovered something, an idea that makes a lot of sense to them, and there's a little bit of divine guidance here. This cow jumping over the moon is made out of stars. He's almost showing up like a constellation, like it's in the stars here. But a Page of Swords is going to be learning, exploring new ideas, exploring new concepts. It does bring some change to your life. Either someone's doing this, either you or somebody else. In your current situation, you have the Queen of Wands. This is someone who's very intuitive. This could be you or somebody you know. Someone who's very intuitive, listens to their intuition. They're in touch with their intuition. They're inspired. The Queens are very internally focused. So we're talking about an internal focus here. She's very good at communication, good at... There's some charisma always involved with these, any of the court cards holding a wand. There's some amount of charisma. People like to follow this person. They have a lot of leadership ability. I mean, especially being a queen. Someone who's a little bit magical, maybe a little bit witchy. But very in touch with their intuition, very much listening to sort of the communications in the ether, the psychic communications, that kind of thing. What's on your mind? What you're thinking about? Probably this is hopes and fears, probably a little bit of both. This is the Fool energy, level 0, starting out. You're thinking about heading out on some sort of new path, new journey. You understand that there's difficulties. You're in the dark right now. You're standing on a cliff, but you're eager to get going. But it is scary. There's like some anxieties here, clearly. we have the Nine of Swords showing up later. So there's some anxiety here, but you are mostly just very excited about setting out on a new path, a new journey, a new adventure, you see that there's going to be troubles, there's going to be difficulties, but you're willing to do it. You're willing to take some risks to start out on something new. So that's what you're thinking about. You're thinking about maybe trying something new, trying a different route, trying a different way, going on a new journey or a new trip. You're thinking about it, not taking any action. What's at issue here is the Empress card reversed. So the Empress card upright, we have someone with abundance, with the ability to tap into that abundance, a lot of support, they have everything they need, they're very sufficient. So you may not feel like, someone got this recently, like you are enough. Like this reverse Empress could be feeling a lack, feeling unsupported, feeling like you don't have everything that you need. Just feeling a lack, feeling unsupported, and maybe even feeling a little bit unworthy or unvalued. And it could be coming from within, or it could be coming from people around you just not valuing you, not being supportive. This might be where we're really focusing on friendship and being grateful for the people that are supportive in our life, because we have a very unsupportive environment here, of feeling that we just don't have everything we need, maybe to take this risk. Maybe we want to take this risk, but we don't have the self-confidence, we don't have the sense that if we failed, it would be okay, we could, return to safety. We're just not feeling well supported right here, especially if we're feeling like we want to take a risk. The best way to take a risk, right, is to feel well supported and come from a solid base, and know that if things don't turn out, you've got the support you need in order to deal with that. So in your environment, I see a Knight of Wands. Again, we have Wands, someone very inspiring. It's a Court card, so again, it's probably going to be somebody who's an actual person in your life, rather than a situation. They're again very inspiring, very charismatic, and this Knight of Wands, someone has a message for you, something to bring to you. It's a fast-moving energy, fairly risky, but definitely very charismatic, very inspired. Someone's very inspired around you, and very excited about something. The Knights are going to be bringing in a message. They're going to be brave. There's a sense of bravery, which I like this. Someone may be inviting you to come do something, although you're not feeling supported here, very well supported here. But this is you setting off, right? You're thinking about setting off, hoping to maybe have an adventure or something like that, but you don't quite feel like you have the resources or the support to do it. But here comes somebody with an idea, an inspiring idea, maybe a little bit reckless, and that's where the Fool energy comes from. Maybe a little bit reckless, but maybe a little bit inspired. It's going to be hard to resist this idea, this being a Knight of Wands. He's got some sort of message, invitation, or something like that that's going to be very inspiring and very exciting to hear. And I think you're definitely going to be considering it. I think you want to do it, actually. But in your to-do list, actually, you have the Nine of Swords. So you're having a lot of anxiety. Like, you don't feel well supported. You'd like to head off with this Knight of Wands and this proposal or this invitation they're bringing to you. You'd like to head off in that direction, but you may be being crippled by some anxiety here. So some fears, some worries. So here you are. This is your to-do list, which is an odd thing. But what I really think it is to face those fears, to look at them in the eye. You want to go forward. You know, you're being very tempted to head out on a new adventure, to move somewhere possibly, to go somewhere. You've got an invitation. You've got someone, I think it's possibly this friend we started off with, that's inviting you to do something. And your to-do list is to look at your fears. Here you are, you're very safe in your bed, but these fears have woken you up in the middle of the night and are just sort of hounding you. And so the Nine of Swords is the nightmare card. So I don't think you're being called to have a nightmare, but I think you're being called to list your fears. Like, what is it that you're afraid of exactly? Look at that very closely. Be open to that. Be open to understand that. Journal about it. Talk about it. Talk about what you are afraid of, and actually really analyze that. Is it real what you're afraid of, right? Because the Nine of Swords is it real? It's very real to you. What I mean is, like, oftentimes our anxieties are just so, like, that's not going to happen. Oh, it's that thing of, could that happen? Yes. How likely is that to happen? And put a percentage on it that's realistic. Like, could a meteorite crash through this building and pummel me in the head and kill me? Yes, it could. It's possible. Is it likely? Very, very, very much not so. So just that differentiating between possible versus likely. Is it possible that you'll fail and fall flat on your face on this new adventure, this thing that's very inspiring? Someone's brought you someone sort of inspiring. I mean, we've got inspired action in the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. We have some charisma, some inspiration. You're feeling ready to go, but you don't feel supported. Are you truly not supported, or do you just feel that way? I mean, you can feel that way, and you can also be truly not supported. And what would you need? What would you need to go forward on this new adventure? What would you need to take these steps forward? What exactly are you lacking? And really looking at that very carefully. I almost want to say I would like to see the Eight of Wands here, because that would be, your only constraints are you and what's in your mind. But it's more than that. It's more than just saying I can't do it. It's some sort of thing where you need to look at what exactly it is you're afraid of, and really assess the difficulty of if it did go wrong in that direction. Because the Fool card, the Fool recognizes their anxieties and their fears and all the dangers around them, but they move forward anyway. They move forward despite that. So it's not that they're not looking at them. It's not that they can't see that they're on a cliff. It's not that they can't see that there's danger all around. It's that they're so inspired, and someone around them is really inspiring them to move forward. So what's holding you back? What's the problem? And I think just really looking at that and analyzing that's not a very exciting part of to-do list, but I think you really do want to go on this adventure, on this new journey, but you do need to be facing your fears, talking about them, looking at them realistically. Sometimes people say realistic and they mean cynically or something like that. But, like winning the lottery. Can you win the lottery? Yes. Is it likely? No. But you could. You still could. It could happen. So we can do that with the good things. And then with the bad things, they're like, is the meteorite likely to knock me out and kill me right now? No. Absolutely not. So let's just go on. So where was I going with that? There's something about just dealing with imaginary fears. Not just imaginary fears, but dealing with the fears. Because some of them could be imaginary, and you want to make sure you're weeding those out. And then with the ones that aren't imaginary, you want to be, maybe there's some mitigating steps you can take, And then a possible outcome here is Seven of Swords. This is sneaking away. So you might sneak away from something, not talk about it. This is the 50 ways to leave your lover card. This sneaking away card, and not talking, lying, sneaking, making sure that there's not an open conflict. You may not want to engage in open conflict. It may be always a losing battle. But look at this is so funny. I just tweeted out all the swords this week, and here you have 3 swords. You have the Page of Swords, you have the 9 of Swords, and you have the 7 of Swords. Someone, it could be you, it could be somebody else, is trying to sneak away without talking about something, without being honest about something. There's supposed to be some sort of open battle, not supposed to be, but in ideal situations, there'd be an open battle, there'd be clashing of swords, there'd be, but this is sort of more like maybe you just sneak away on this fool's errand, on this fool's journey, maybe you just sneak away. Oh, No, we didn't get Joseph Campbell. But the Fool card is a little bit like the hero's journey just beginning, you know, and you'd really like to take off to have an adventure or something. So the Seven of Swords is being sneaky, not talking about it. It is a way to rob other people of their power. If the other people wield too much power or are irresponsible with the power they do have over your life, this can be an okay temporary solution here. But or someone else could end up lying to you or sneaking away from you or something like that. So there's a warning here. Seven of Swords, possible outcome, as possible something that you might be looking at in the future. Either you are going to end up sneaking off, I don't know, maybe to go on this journey, or maybe to get out of this journey, get out of this new idea, because these fears, if you don't deal with them, they're going to overwhelm you and you're going to try to get out of this. If you do deal with them, you may be in a situation where people around you don't want you to do this, and you're going to have to be a little bit sneaky, or yeah. There's a time and a place for that. Normally I hate this card, but it's showing up for everybody this week, and I'm starting to like have some peace about it, because there are moments in our life when we do need to be a little bit sneaky, especially, I mean, if you analyze these fears and you realize that someone you're dealing with or the situation you're dealing with is really inflexible and is never going to see your point of view, you may conclude that in order to live the life you're meant to live, you might have to quietly go about your business and not broadcast it, not announce it, but just kind of quietly do it. Or you could, I don't know, maybe you're afraid someone's going to cheat you or is being sneaky. Maybe you're afraid that this Queen of Wands or this Knight of Wands is too much of a smooth talker and is going to sneak away or ghost you, or because that's what the Seven of Swords is. It can be a ghosting energy. I'm not recommending you ghost anybody, but if you've been in a situation and you understand that the other person is non-negotiable, then maybe you should consider that an option, because you're really feeling not supported in this situation. Are you really not supported? I don't know. You're going to have to figure that out. And then we have the Kuan Yin card. Oh, I love this. Yeah, because you kind of do. Like, this reading's a little bit messy. So here we go. Reaching, grasping for something. There's a lot of chaos going on here. A lot of some leaps, some doubts. You're the yak here. This is Kuan Yin. You're the yak. You're like looking at Kuan Yin like, really? We're really doing this? Oh, look. We've got the railroad track here. Your path. You're not on it, but you're close to it. Grace within reach. It's okay to feel like a mess right now, to feel that you need help and to want to resolve whatever has troubled your heart or mind. My grace is within reach. Ask for my help. I shall lift you into safety and peace now. Because he's like looking back at her. Really? I'm not sure about this. So yeah, this reading had enough swords to be a bit of a mess too. So, all right, Aquarius, well, welcome to the club. You've got 3 swords also. I hope your week does turn out being wonderful and that you can find the support you need with your friends. And thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. I very much appreciate them.